My name is Atsushi Masuda, Professor of Faculty of Engineering, Niigata University. My research specialty is solar cells and photovoltaics. Today, in this video, I introduce how Japan is integrating photovoltaics into land transportation.
Hello, my name is Sataka Shimizu, an executive advisor of Kumano Shindo. My professional experience spans over 11 years in the automotive industry, including roles such as quality manager at a tire additives chemical plant and in a sustainability promotion position for a global electric components company. Driving is not just a hobby for me, it's a passion and a significant part of my life. From cruising through the stunning landscapes of New Zealand to off-road adventures in Costa Rica, I've explored the world behind the wheel. However, the concern about CO2 emissions has always been a nagging issue for me, and the limitations of fuel stations or driving range often restrict my travel possibilities. Today, we will explore one of the most innovative solutions, VIPV. Let's embark on this exciting journey together.
The title of Part 1 is Electrifying Land Transportation to Achieve Carbon Neutrality. You will gain a comprehensive understanding of the principles and global efforts driving the electrification of land transportation, and be able to clearly explain the significance of this transition in achieving carbon neutrality. There are 4 subjects. First, Introduction to electrification and carbon neutrality. Second, electrification in land transportation. Third, global initiatives to electrify land transportation. And fourth, success stories in automotive electrification.
Today, we'll delve into the critical topic of electrifying land transportation to achieve carbon neutrality. The electrification of vehicles has emerged as a powerful strategy to combat climate change and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. This shift from traditional fossil fuel-based vehicles to electrified ones is essential for creating a sustainable and environmentally friendly transportation system. Achieving climate mitigation objectives necessitates major changes in the transportation sector. As of 2019, the transport sector emitted 8.7 gigatons CO2 equivalent of direct greenhouse gases, a significant increase from 5.0 gigatons CO2 equivalent in 1990, and made up 23% of global energy-related CO2 emissions. The majority of these emissions, 70%, were from road vehicles. Transport-related emissions are growing faster in developing regions, and this trend is expected to continue in the future. What is the role of electrified vehicle in clean energy transitions? And where do we need to go? Exploring the pivotal role of electrified vehicles in the clean energy transition, we'll discover why they are essential to decarbonizing road transport and what steps we must take to advance their adoption. It is important to note that there are various types of electrified vehicles called XEVs, such as BEV, HEV, PHEV, FCEV. This includes vehicles that run entirely on electricity, those that combine other power sources with electricity, and variations in the method of electricity supply. CO2 emissions vary significantly depending on the power source for electricity generation. This chart shows comparison of the life cycle greenhouse gas emissions from internal combustion engine vehicles, ICEVs, 2 bars on the left, and battery electric vehicle, BEV, enclosed in a red square across various European Union countries. TTW stands for tank-to-wheel, and it's shown in greenish light blue as parts of ICE versus bars. TTW refers to the emissions produced from the point the fuel is stored in the vehicle, the tank, to when the vehicle is driven, the wheel. This includes the combustion process in internal combustion engine vehicles, where fuel is converted into motion and emits CO2 and other pollutants. For battery electric vehicles, there is no tank-to-wheel emissions because BEVs do not burn fuel in a combustion engine. WTT, shown in light blue, stands for well-to-tank, which refers to the emissions associated with the entire process of producing, processing, and delivering fuel, or in the case of BEVs, electricity to the vehicle. Even though BEVs do not use traditional liquid fuels, they do require electricity, which usually must be generated and transported to charging stations where the vehicles are charged. Our takeaway from this chart is that there is substantial potential to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from electrified vehicles through a transition to cleaner energy sources. The composition ratio of power sources varies significantly from country to country. This chart presents the per capita electricity generation from fossil fuels in blue, nuclear in orange, and renewables in gray for various countries and the world in 2022. Japan at the bottom shows a dominant reliance on fossil fuels with a minimal contribution from nuclear and renewables. Countries like Brazil and France showcasing significant renewable and nuclear energy contributions. Batteries are essential in transitioning to renewable energy, providing storage for the variable output of sources like wind and solar. This ensures a consistent power supply, crucial for integrating renewable energy into power grids. The International Energy Agency noted a 55% increase in EV sales in 2023, with over 10 million units sold, highlighting their role in reducing greenhouse gas emissions. It means electrified vehicles' battery production is scaling to meet the expected demand by 2030, aligning with net zero emissions goals. This suggests a future where electrified vehicles, increasingly powered by clean energy, could significantly lower transportation's carbon footprint, which is essential for a sustainable, climate-resilient energy ecosystem. xEVs are not just transportation alternatives. They are pivotal in shifting how we generate and distribute electricity. By harnessing bidirectional charging, xEVs act as mobile power banks, helping to optimize energy consumption and stabilize the electricity grid, thereby contributing significantly to environmental sustainability. Electrified vehicles, xEVs, are a cornerstone of sustainable transportation. Electrification is not limited to individual cars. Public transportation is also embracing electric solutions, leading to cleaner and quieter cities. Electrified buses and trams are reshaping urban transit, offering citizens a sustainable and efficient way to travel. Now let's explore the reasons behind the global enthusiasm for electrified vehicles. 1. Reduction in carbon emissions. The reason why electrified vehicles are garnering global attention primarily lies in their ability to operate without emitting carbon dioxide during driving, thus contributing to the reduction of carbon dioxide emissions. If the electricity for electrified vehicles can be produced solely from zero-emission sources that do not emit carbon dioxide, it becomes possible to eliminate carbon dioxide emissions associated with automobile operation. The impact of transitioning to electrified vehicles differs based on the proportion of zero-emission sources in the energy mix. Therefore, the widespread adoption of electrified vehicles needs to go hand in hand with the reform of the power supply structure. 2. Enhance energy security. The proliferation of xEVs powered by renewable energy could provide a solution to other energy issues, such as energy self-sufficiency and excessive dependence on oil. Japan heavily relies on importing energy, particularly oil, from overseas. This dependency exposes the country to various risks, including vulnerability to global energy dynamics and political changes in oil-producing countries. However, using domestically produced renewable energy to power electrified vehicles could increase self-sufficiency and help break the reliance on imported energy. 3. xEVs in the next-generation power grid. Furthermore, electrified vehicles play a crucial role as a component of the next-generation power grid. The key here is the batteries installed in electrified vehicles. These batteries can store excess electricity to be used during power shortages or disasters. They also facilitate demand response by controlling consumer-side devices to balance electricity demand and can be utilized in virtual power plants, VPP, which aggregate distributed energy resources to form a virtual power station. Therefore, utilizing the batteries in electrified vehicles within the power system is highly anticipated. Now, let's delve into global initiatives to electrify land transportation, examining the crucial roles of government policies, private sector investment, and international collaboration. Each of these aspects plays a pivotal part in shaping the future of our transportation systems and advancing us toward a sustainable and electrified world. Government policies. Governments globally are advancing the adoption of electrified vehicles through policy measures following the Paris Agreement. Japan targets environmentally friendly car sales by 2035, emphasizing a range of electrified options with supportive subsidies and infrastructure development. The U.S. varies by state, with California's zero-emission vehicle mandate leading change. The EU aims for zero-emission car sales by 2035, with Norway at the forefront, and China leads the market with incentives and extensive infrastructure. Concurrently, stringent CO2 regulations are accelerating the shift towards electrified vehicles. Private sector investment. When seeing a global trend, Japan is honing its prowess in varied electrified vehicles, leading the charge with breakthroughs in battery technology. The United States is rapidly building infrastructure to support the mass adoption of battery and plug-in hybrids, while integrating cutting-edge autonomous systems. The European Union, with its stringent emission targets, is fostering innovation in electrified transport and establishing a robust, self-sufficient battery industry. And China is aggressively constructing an all-encompassing ecosystem for electrified vehicles, placing significant emphasis on battery production and comprehensive infrastructure development. International collaborations. In a rapidly electrifying world, collaborations like the Electric Vehicles Initiative are pivotal, steering global policy and accelerating the embrace of electrified vehicles. The Global EV Pilot City Program is turning cities into hotbeds of innovation, exchanging best practices to enhance urban mobility. The Hydrogen Council and Zero Emission Vehicle Alliance are at the vanguard, advocating for clean alternative energy. Alongside them, the IEA PVPS is harnessing solar power's potential. These alliances exemplify the collective push for a sustainable future. IEA PVPS, the International Energy Agency Photovoltaic Power Systems Program, is established within the IEA framework. Its mission is to enhance the international collaborative efforts which facilitate the role of photovoltaic solar energy as a cornerstone in the transition to sustainable energy systems. In simpler terms, it's an initiative that brings together various stakeholders to support the increased adoption and use of solar, photovoltaic, PV energy across the world. The automotive industry is undergoing a profound transformation, driven by the key trends: connectivity, autonomous driving, shared and service models, and electrification. These forces are reshaping not just car features, but the entire industry's framework, steering us towards sustainability and efficiency. We're witnessing a revolution, one that goes beyond the vehicles to redefine our entire approach to mobility. According to a report by the International Energy Agency, the intensification of electrification and biofuels is playing a significant role in decarbonizing road transport by 2030. Post-2030, electrification will become the dominant driving force, with electricity projected to constitute 3/4 of the energy consumption in road transport by 2050. The future of mobility is electric, interconnected, shared, and autonomous. We can expect to see more vehicles powered by clean energy, seamlessly integrated into urban environments, offering on-demand services, and providing innovative solutions such as airborne logistics, enhanced small mobility options, and self-driving buses that navigate our cities with unprecedented levels of efficiency and convenience. There are 3 key efforts required for the electrification of automobiles. 1. Technical development. To revolutionize the automotive industry, significant strides in technical development are needed. These encompass the creation of advanced batteries, motors, and inverters, all essential components of electrified vehicles. Furthermore, the development of lightweight materials is critical to extend the driving range of these vehicles. Achieving zero emissions from internal combustion engines and their complete decarbonization are pivotal steps. Establishing a common development base and strengthening the supply chain in anticipation of widespread electrification are also vital. 2. Social system establishment. Building a reliable social system involves ensuring the stable supply of rare metals essential for battery production. Establishing markets for battery reuse and recycling is equally important, as is developing accurate methods for evaluating the residual performance of batteries. Additionally, the development of supportive infrastructure, such as power stations, and the electrification of commercial vehicles, including buses, are necessary to support the transition to electric mobility. 3. Global-scale efforts. Addressing the electrification of vehicles on a global scale requires coordinated policy efforts across nations. It also involves adapting the global supply chain to meet the demands of electrification, ensuring the transition is seamless and sustainable. This global collaboration will be crucial in achieving widespread adoption of electrified vehicles and reducing the carbon footprint of transportation. Tackling these key challenges is essential for a successful transition to automotive electrification. Achieving a green and sustainable future in automotive electrification requires continued technical development, establishing social systems for battery stations, recycling materials, and global policy efforts. The Japanese government strategy for 2050 is built on 3 pillars. 1. Open innovation, fostering open innovation for broad collaboration. 2. Global problem solving, solving problems globally through international partnerships. 3. Establishment of new social systems, promoting the adoption of electrified vehicles, XEVs, by developing new societal frameworks. Japan's strategic policy encompasses not only technological advancements, but also substantial policy support and international cooperation to ensure the transition to automotive electrification is smooth, sustainable, and aligned with global environmental goals. In summary, the global effort to electrify land transportation is a significant transformation focused on addressing climate change and energy resilience. It entails the shift toward electrified vehicles, the deployment of clean energy infrastructure, technical development, and international collaboration to create a more sustainable and carbon-neutral future for transportation.